Situation at the time.
It was an interesting situation. You had James Scott, who held a version of the 3CW Heavyweight Championship, and you also had another 3CW champion in the Mexican sensation El Ligero, and that of course led to the formation of what Martin Kirby defends tonight, the 3-count wrestling Triple Crown Championship.
And who will be the final Triple Crown champion? We'll find out later on as both of these men lock up in the centre of the ring. Again, this could be a huge main event for 3-count wrestling, and was. And you're going to see some tremendous technical wrestling here. Obviously, Johnny Moss, the bigger of the two athletes, but James Scott, well grounded, well trained, and has an MMA discipline now. Of course, when he first appeared for 3CW, he was known largely as a tag team wrestler. He kind of broke out in 3-count wrestling, became known as a singles competitor, and I like to think that 3CW went a long way in helping the career of Darkside.
Absolutely. Darkside, of course now known as James Scott, fights out of the Battlefield Gym in Scotland, originating from the British Championship Wrestling School in Scotland, and originally one half of the tag team T2K, of course with Wolfgang. Always known in 3CW as a singles competitor, a former heavyweight champion, and he needs not to take the technical prowess of Johnny Moss lightly. Johnny Moss is an excellent technical wrestler and a big brute, a Hulk of a man. He would put the Incredible Hulk to shame, Steve Harpen.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the WWE, forgive me if I'm wrong, the WWE turned him down for being too big and monstrous, I understand.
He's too big for the WWE. He'd snap some of those guys in half. And he may well snap James Scott in half if James Scott is foolish enough to lock up in this fashion with Johnny Moss. But there we go.
And now with a wrist lock, James Scott on the mat. Of course, Johnny Moss comes from the NWA UK background.
Absolutely, the hard-hitting NWA UK Hammerlock School, of course. Many of the UK's top names.
Whoa! Great British style dropkick, and sorry to cut you off there, Mike, but you've got to keep your eyes on Darkside. When his opponent's on the outside of the ring, he could get up to that top rope, he could fly any point, and now he's getting the fans behind him in this first contest of the final curtain for 3-count wrestling, and Johnny Moss looks like he's getting somewhat upset here.
He's getting somewhat upset. James Scott, a sign of the maturity of James Scott. He did not go after Johnny Moss. He does not want to crash and burn so early in the match.
And when you've got
the throws, the suplexes that Johnny Moss has on his arsenal, you do not want to get caught outside the ring with Johnny Moss in a bad situation. He's a volatile individual. He'll throw you around, and he could break Darkside before he even gets a chance to get a foothold in this match.
Of course, it was Darkside who successfully defended the 3CW title those years ago against Johnny Moss. Let's see what happens tonight as Johnny Moss floats over for the pinfall. Nice escape from James Scott there. And now back to the wrist lock. Absolutely.
There you go. Sign of great professional going back to what's worked for him. Squeezing the head of James Scott.
Oh, you like that, right, Mike?
Squeezing.
Nice escape from James Scott. Would have been interesting if you got the 3-count on that exchange. What a night we have here in Northallerton for the very last time 3-count wrestling. So many memories over the past 9 years. That was very close, just a 2-count. As the referee gets in there. Andrew Dixon, the referee of this first matchup. And wow, we could be out here all night talking about the memories of 3CW, the people who held the title. Amazingly, Johnny Moss was not one of those individuals, but certainly a contender. Nice leapfrog there from James Scott, and a dropkick. I don't know if he got all of that, but it was enough to send Johnny Moss back to the outside, and now he's got to try and regroup. But here's what I was talking about earlier. James Scott, he landed on his feet.
And Moss goes down. James Scott, again, unleashing one of those guys, but being very cautious. Does not want to get caught by Johnny Moss. Could easily get caught in mid-air with one of those dives. Johnny Moss has that brute strength, Steve.
You've just seen it right there. Face first into the canvas. And now Johnny Moss introduces James Scott into the ring post. And now, well, Jim, as you can see there, Darkside is clearly down and out.
And Johnny Moss smashing James Scott off that ring post.
What a huge chop. Both men back in the ring. And now I think the Vigilante is going to slow things down right now. Not sure what he has in mind. Another reverse knife edge chop. And now in the corner, nowhere to go for James Scott.
Don't be fooled, Steve Hackney, by the methodical pace there of Johnny Moss as James Scott takes over.
Well, wait a minute. I think it's just woke James Scott up. And now going to go for a suplex attempt. Look at this huge man. Vertical suplex attempt, but a nice escape from the vigilante. Turns it into one of his own, and now James Scott's down in the centre of the ring.
That could be all she wrote. A classic mistake from James Scott. Johnny Moss well versed in those suplexes and drives the knee.
Into the cover, hooks the leg. 2. Just a 2 count. That was close.
Come on, Darkside.
Johnny Moss, knee to the back, and again slows the pace of the match down. These wear down holds.
Working on the upper body, and don't be fooled by the methodical pace. Johnny Moss has an explosive temper and an explosive moveset. At any point, he could unleash on James Scott.
James Scott, obviously, the faster of the two. And now he's got the fans behind him, off the ropes. And wait a minute! Oh! Huge belly-to-belly suplex with a release.
Exactly what I was talking about, Steve Harper. You saw it right there, and that could be it.
I think James Scott's in trouble now. Huge suplex from one side of the ring to the other. You've seen it right there. And a scoop slam to the centre of the ring. James Scott was holding that back, holding the arm now, perhaps.
James Scott, he's favouring, it looks like he's favouring his shoulder, and you do not want to show weakness to Johnny Moss. That's a mistake.
And this is very uncharacteristic of Johnny Moss, obviously getting on the case of the crowd.
And a very pro James Scott crowd. James Scott always a favourite in North Ireland.
Absolutely. Oh! Knee to the gut area. And he's won many a match here, many importance James Scott has here in North Ireland. And now wait a minute, into the cover again after the elbow drop, and referee again says only 2.
Johnny Moss is not happy with Andrew Dixon. If I was Andrew Dixon, I'd get very much out of Johnny Moss in there.
The fans clapping along, getting behind the man formerly known as Darkside. For many of these people, he'll beat Darkside through and through, and they have so many memories over the years of this man wrestling here and elsewhere in 3-count wrestling. Into the corner, he got the boot up that time, Mike. Off the ropes. Nice reaction.
Nowhere to go. That's it. 1, 2.
Oh, that was close.
I thought he had him. Steve.
Well, that seemed to be quite instinctive on Johnny Moss's part. Just hitting the clothesline out of nowhere, and a huge leg drop. He needs to hook to the leg though.
Usually, there's a knee in the face.
Well, James Scott barely got the shoulder up, but that time he really powered out of it, and again.
The neck strength showing on James Scott, but that's going to be compromised by that shoulder. He's out favouring his shoulder.
Huge match to kick things off here at the Final Curtain. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be on DVD. A classic night of action from 3-count wrestling for the last time after almost a decade of really making its mark on British wrestling. Make no mistake about it, 3-count wrestling did so much for the evolution of British wrestling. And now both men on the outside of the ring. Johnny Moss, he hits the post this time.
And a switch of momentum that has to have taken everything James Scott has. And there we go, favouring the shoulder. Was it a mistake to try and shift the momentum in that fashion? We're going to find out.
Well, that might be the turning point right there. This is the second wind from James Scott, and he's going to fly. This is where he has become known as one of the premier high flyers in the country. Obviously, he can wrestle out MMA style, but he can fly too. But Moss caught him. What the heck is this? You've got to be kidding me!
Oh my God!
It's a huge tombstone pile driver into the cover, and it's over.
And that'll do it. There's no coming back from that.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the Vigilante, Johnny Moss.
Well, that was out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that from the Vigilante Johnny Moss, but it just goes to show you what a dangerous manoeuvre that is and how effective that can be. And James Scott might be hurt here. He might be hurt badly, but thankfully he's moving. and I'm not sure where the temperament of Johnny Moss is right now. He's saying he was the smarter of the two, and absolutely, you can't take it away from the man, Mike.
On a show, you're going to see a lot of names who maybe you haven't seen in a while, but Johnny Moss is at the top of his game, and Johnny Moss has shown you that tonight, and what a victory for the Vigilante.
He just beat a former 3CW champion, and he did it clean, all the way down the middle. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. He's re-entering the ring, obviously. A sign of respect, perhaps. Well, what a moment. What a great moment. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's all about.
Mutual respect being shown by the two competitors, but what a match.
But he's been a huge part of 3CW. Let's hear it for Darkside, James Scott!